Hello, in this CSS crash course video, we're going to be looking at advanced selectors. So what I'm going to do is remove all of this code and add some code here. And basically advanced selectors, if we go to the index.css, this is a selector. We're selecting an ID, we're selecting an element with ID of hash alpha, hash HSL, hash HSLA. We can do it for the element name, but we're going to introduce more advanced universal selectors. We're going to introduce child selectors and adjacent selectors. So if we go to our index.html, what we're going to do is actually put a div here, and the div's going to have an ID of div1. As usual, you'll easily be able to adapt the not the universal selectors, the advanced selectors for different types of element names, classes, IDs, types, whatever. Really, you should be all good. So inside here, I'm going to immediately put div text. I'm going to put div. I'm going to put the number 1. The data that I'm putting in here is just to demonstrate what they do. Your website will obviously be organized different. May not. You might have it exactly the way we got it. Chances are unlikely. And now we're going to put a p tag. And we're going to put the letter P. Then we're going to put div. And what we're going to do is put p1. We're going to put div. And we're going to put p2. I've got the right amount of closing ones, I believe so. It's almost like it's messing up for some reason. Why the hell is this highlighted? Let's go back and see when it started doing that. Okay, that looks okay to me. I don't see why that's... It should be fine. So what I'm going to do now, outside of the actual div tag, I'm going to put another p tag. It almost is like as if there's something like, as if this is messing stuff up. If I were to put a div tag, I'm sure it's just Sublime being dodgy. I'm going to put a p tag here. Actually, well, you know what? I'm going to put some empty lines. Zoom in a bit so you can probably see it a little better. And inside here, I'm going to put paragraph text. I'm going to put an ahref. These may just look like random elements we're adding, but it's just to demonstrate the advanced selectors. And in here, I'm just going to say link. Doesn't matter that it doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to put a h2. And in here, I'm going to put header to copy and paste this. And I'm going to change this to a 3, to a 3, to a 4, to a 4. Change this to a 3. I'm actually going to say first header 3, second header 3. Still wondering why. If, for example, I'll put a break line there. I want to see what happens if I put anything inside of here. What if I put a span? It's fine with that. If I put a div, for some reason it doesn't like a div. I'm just gonna put it down to Sublime being dodgy. Save that. Refresh the web page. So we got these pieces of information, which is pretty darn cool. If we go to index.css, I'm actually going to get rid of all of this code. Save that, refresh. So we've got our code here. We can easily see it now. And what we're going to do, first of all, just show you the universal selector again, which is asterisk, and this selects every single element on our page. So we're going to do font dash size of 1.5 em. We're going to put a color of green. I'm going to put font dash weight, font dash, should I just typed it out, it would have been faster, and this is going to be bold. Save that, go back, refresh. No, I think that's a little too big. I'm changing to 1.0 EM. Okay, as you can see, everything has been affected by this. But what we can do is use a different type of universal selector. So if we put, let's say, hash div1 asterisk after it, you've got to put a space between them. And now if I were to put background dash color yellow, what this does, it affects every element within the element that has ID of hash1. So it will affect all of these. If I refresh, it affects all of it bar this text, because at the end of the day, this text is within this particular ID, div1. It's not in its own element, but it affects everything else, which is pretty darn cool. Now we're going to be looking at child selectors. So the child selector, very simple. If I do hash div1, if I put greater than, then I put whatever child selector we want to do something to, put P. That means all the P tags immediately within the div1 are affected. So if I put background dash color of white, and if I were to actually, you know what, I want a background color of blue, and I'm going to put a text color of white. Save that, go back, refresh. As you can see, this P tag is now blue, but if we go back to here, it's only affecting this, this particular P tag. What happens if we were to put a P tag within here? If I put a P tag in here, and I'm going to say random text, save that, refresh, that doesn't get affected by the child selector, because it only affects the children that are a P tag with directly within the div1 ID element. So it only affects this one here, not this one, because it's not directly within it. Now the final selector we're going to show you is the adjacent selector. So what we're going to do is h2 plus h3, font dash size, I'm going to put 1 EM. Actually no, I'm going to put 2.0 EM, otherwise you won't be able to see the difference. But go back, refresh, and what that has done is it affects the h3 tag that is adjacent to the h2 tag. It doesn't affect the h2 tag, and it doesn't affect the other h3 tag. Actually, this is h4, so I really should change this so you can see what we're saying a bit better. Refresh. As you can see, this is still the same because this isn't directly adjacent to this one right here. This is really pissing me off for whatever reason this is. It all looks all good, and it seems to be working a-okay as well. So that's it for advanced selectors. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on my education platform, sonarlearning.co.uk. There will be a resource link which will take you to the GitHub page, which will show you all of the code from every video in this series. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.